Arsenal host Burnley at the Emirates Stadium as the title race enters its final stretch. This is the Arsenal Pulse. If you are new, subscribe, share and like this video. We are going to look at the game of Arsenal versus Burnley. It is first against 19th, and if Arsenal win, they have a chance to go 5 points clear with one game remaining. So it's a massive game at the top and at the bottom of the Premier League. So first, let's check the highlights when Arsenal visited Burnley back in September. So it was a 2-0 win by Arsenal away. We managed to secure points early enough, and Burnley had a very good record at their home turf before we went to play them in this game. So they were very hard to beat and managed to score through Victor Gyökeres. Yeah, it was a period whereby Gyökeres was struggling a bit for confidence and for form. So he started to scoring. And this is what the importance of Victor Gyökeres, because these teams that were actually taking draws from us, now we have managed to actually take points from them. Yeah. So you can see Burnley very good defensively, very organized, and they deserve to be in the Premier League, even though now the teams that have played against them have been too strong for them, and Burnley have been relegated. But going down doesn't mean that they don't have anything to play for. They want to play for pride. They want to play for their futures. These players, Burnley players, are playing for their futures. Yeah. Then you can see another goal, Trossard to Declan Rice. Yeah. So it was a fantastic 2-0 win, another clean sheet, defensive solid performance, which created a lot of chances. Yeah. So Burnley tried to rally in the last few minutes, and as you all know, most Arsenal games usually have a lot of pressure, and then there's a free kick that hit the post from a Burnley player. Yeah. So it was actually a good win, an expected win, and people expect Arsenal to beat Burnley. So what does this do for the title race? It means that Arsenal have a chance. If they beat Burnley, either 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, they have a chance to cement their place at the top of the Premier League table, because as it stands, Arsenal have 79 points, City 77 points, and you can see Burnley at the bottom, they have 21 points, and they have been a very poor run of form, lost, drawn. So this is the form of a relegation team. They have lost 23 games, only drawn 9, and then they have only won 4 games all season out of 36. So they have already gone down, but they are coming with a fight. And you can see even West Ham United, they were 18th, but the way they played, yeah, you could think that they are actually in a title race as well. So also Burnley are going to be a very different test to Arsenal. Yeah, but this time round, Arsenal know that the destiny of this cup is in their hands. Win 2 games and you are champions of England. Yeah. So it's a fantastic opportunity for Arsenal with all these remaining games that you can see. So this is the final 2 remaining games. City will not be playing in the Premier League this weekend. They'll be facing Chelsea in the FA Cup on Saturday, and then Arsenal will be playing Burnley on Monday before City play Bournemouth away in match week 37. So currently we are in match week 37. And why is this game important? This game is important because Arsenal need to increase their goal difference at the top of the table. Because if you look at these statistics, if Arsenal and City are to finish in the same level of points, yeah, so that means the title will be decided on goal difference, goals scored, points won in head-to-head matches, away goals scored in head-to-head matches, and a playoff match. So those are the 5 current scenarios that can happen if both teams are tied on goal difference. Yeah. So Arsenal have scored 68 goals and conceded 26. So goal difference is 42. City have 43 plus goals, with City scoring 75 goals. So City have the best attack, Arsenal has the best defense. And this will be the first time since Sergio Aguero in 2011-2012 that the Premier League title will be decided on goal difference. So this has happened before, and don't be surprised if it happens again. And regarding the injury news, Ben White will be out of this game, and that is a huge blow in that right back position, because White, we know what his experience, leadership, he has been in his title races, so it will be a huge blow to miss Ben White for this remainder part of the season with a knee injury. He got that injury in the West Ham game. So Ben White has been impressive in that fullback role. He knows how to cross. There's that telepathy with Saka and Odegaard. They have played together for long, so you can understand why it is a huge blow. And regarding Julian Ricardo Calafiori is expected to be back versus Burnley, but Mikel Arteta has said that it is not the extent of that injury. It was a new injury, and Calafiori has been a very tough season for him. Very good player. When he's in the team, we actually look very fluid. We actually look very creative in the attacking areas, because Calafiori is a player who drives forward and is very good technically on the ball. So expect Calafiori. This injury will not be bad as expected. So you can see he was withdrawn at halftime. So it was not a tactical call, it was an injury. So we're expecting Calafiori to be back. Then there's Julian Timber, who had a groin injury. Since we beat Everton 2-0, we have not seen Timber. So Timber is expected to be back at least against PSG in the Champions League final. Timber and Merino have no hopes of seeing them again until the Champions League final. Yeah. So we expect not to rush them back, because it will be premature to bring them back early, and then they had to get injured again, re-injury, and they miss again the Champions League final. So because we want to go to that Champions League final with a fully fit squad. Then there is Mikel Merino, who was out since the game versus Manchester United in March. So he is expected to be back versus Crystal Palace, but not on the bench. But also Merino are expecting to be fully back in the game versus PSG. So those are the injury updates. Very important players, but this season we have been like this. We have been playing with most of our players injured. We have had the second most injuries in the league. But when you tell people that, they're like, no excuses. Yeah. So what is at stake here? If Arsenal win and go 5 points clear, and if City fail to beat Bournemouth, Arsenal are declared champions. Even if City draw at Bournemouth on Tuesday, Arsenal will be declared champions. So Arsenal must put pressure on City. And if you look at Burnley, they are struggling, yes, but they come to put a low block. They are very physical, and then they have the nothing to lose mentality. In football, when you play without pressure, you actually play your best football, because there is no expectation. Yeah. So that is what is going to help Burnley in this game. They are coming with a nothing to lose mentality. Yeah, for them it is a free hit, and that can allow them to express themselves. So the pressure will be definitely on Arsenal, because if we don't win, yeah, we are putting City back in this race. So what must Arsenal do in this game? Arsenal need a quick head start. And what do I mean by this? First 10 to 15 minutes, Arsenal need to go gang ho, get the early goal, reduce the pressure in the crowd, and definitely need the crowd atmosphere to be at its best for this game, like the game versus Atletico Madrid. that atmosphere should be like a Champions League night. Yes, we are facing Burnley, but we should make it a Champions League night because it is an important game. So that is what I expect. Arsenal should go gung ho from the front, attack Burnley, get the first goal early. Yeah, because Burnley have a poor record when they score. They concede very early in games in their record. They have a record of conceding early in most of their games. And since this is the final home game of the season, I expect our players to be excited and up for it. Final home game of the season, playing Burnley, chance to go 5 points clear. For me, my prediction to go with a 3-0 to Arsenal. Why? I expect us to extend goal difference. I expect us to dominate the game, but it will not be an easy game. We have to be clinical. We have to score early, and we have to ensure that Burnley don't get the first goal. And that is very important because they have that mentality of nothing to lose. So if we want to be champions, surely we have to beat Burnley because all teams that have played at the Emirates, they know that Arsenal has a very strong outfit, and this is not going to be a walk in the park. Set pieces will be crucial. You need to be calm under pressure, and for me, the first goal will be important to set the tone. So for me, I've said 3-0, but I know it will not be easy. And let me just ask Arsenal fans, are you nervous going into the two final games, or are you confident more than ever that this team will finally get over the line? For me, I'm as confident as ever. We have had since Arteta took over, we have had 8. He finished 8th in the first season, won the FA Cup, then 8th without European football, then 5th Europa League, and then 2nd Champions League football, then 2nd again, and then 2nd again. And now he needs to make the first step and win a trophy. So for me, I'm confident we are going to get this over the line, but it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, but we have very favorable fixtures. Yeah, because if you look at Bournemouth and Bournemouth and Villa, which Man City will be facing, and you know as well they are playing in the FA Cup final. FA Cup final will take a toll on the players, yeah, and then they have to go and travel to Bournemouth, who are looking for a Champions League spot as well. So Bournemouth are not going to be an easy team. They are currently sitting in 6th, 4 points behind Aston Villa, who are actually facing Liverpool at the moment. So if Aston Villa don't win this game, Bournemouth will be up for it because they can secure a Champions League football in the final game. So this is going to be an important game for Bournemouth as well. And we are not relying on Bournemouth, but what we are saying is, if you look at the probability of who is going to drop points, Arsenal are looking more likely to win the remaining 2 games. But it is easier said than done. We have to do it on the pitch, and that is what the players should know. It is not about talking. It is not about saying it is just easy. We need to go to the pitch and prove why we have been the best team in England. Yeah, and for me, this title race, one of the most exciting. If we go and win it, it will be the best title race ever. To beat Manchester City is not easy. They have cost us so much pain. The Carabao Cup final, they have taken 2 Premier League titles from us, 22-23 and 23-24. Yeah, they have taken the Carabao Cup final from trophy from us. So they have cost us pain. So now it is our time to now even us cost them some pain, yeah, as well. So that is the analysis for Arsenal versus Burnley. I'm expecting us to win. I'm expecting an atmosphere that will be unrivaled. 2 more games to decide our destiny, and then we'll play in the Champions League final. So if you're new, subscribe. This is the Arsenal Pulse tactical analysis and preview. See you in the next one. Peace out.